You finally said no, and it destroyed them. They're devastated. They counted on you always saying yes. You were part of a bigger plan. Something they thought they could count on. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You are in bondage to no one. Your strength intimidates people. Your no intimidates people. And it's not just this one person. I'm really getting it could be for some of you a group, a whole group, like a family. It could be something as simple as you're not hosting some family gathering that everybody was trying to bully you into hosting because now you live in the biggest house or something, and it wasn't your idea to do that. Like you have other plans, that kind of thing. Or it could be someone expecting you to buy something, or much bigger. I mean, I'm really getting those are just kind of surface level things, that some of you are dealing with stuff much deeper than that. But like someone who just counted on you to say yes because you've always said yes. Even though you had the right to say no, even though they didn't have the right to ask, you said yes. You have freed yourself from bondage by saying no. And they don't even have a comeback because it was never their right to ask. In fact, a lot of times it wasn't even asking. You know what else it is? You ever been out with somebody? Look, be careful doing nice things for people, because I just got reminded of this from many years ago. It's how it works for me. I was out with a friend who, like, if she didn't have enough money, I would pay. And not that I even had any money, but I would pay. If we were in line at the grocery store, she didn't have enough money to pay, I would pay. Well, another time, not that long after, we're at the grocery store, she's checking out, same thing happens again, and this time it was a lot more money, and she acted a lot more clueless. And it just hit me, because then I paid again, and even though I really couldn't afford it, I mean, I really couldn't, but she knew how to make me feel guilty, and she would always act clueless later if you called her out on it, because I wasn't the only one who called her out on it. She did stuff like this, and eventually the friendship ended. But that kind of thing, where you want to be the nice person and take care of somebody, help somebody, but she knew how much she had. She knew it was a lot in groceries, and some of it was stuff she really didn't need. Okay. And just the fact that she seemed so clueless, it was like she went over the amount, and she was not usually like that. Anyway, gossip spread, new alliances. It's okay to be alone. I just got that. Because this is just showing me, like, just swirling energies of, like, chaos. I don't really want to say chaos. Just energies. Now that I see this place in a different way, it just feels like this game of navigating energy is constantly coming at you. Do you want to acknowledge it or not? Like, do you want to protect yourself? Are you protected? What's going on here? Are you being manipulated by something today? If you can't stay on task, what's going on there? And a lot of times people can't stay on task because they don't know what their tasks are. Because you know what? I just realized that as I talk about this, because I'll get back to that in a minute. But the swirling energies thing, okay? Gossip spread, new alliances. It's like some kind of gossip is going on. Sorry, the mic looks so crooked here, doesn't it? It really doesn't affect anything, but I'll straighten it out for the camera. But it's like gossip has shut somebody down or changed somebody's life. Gossip will do that depending on what kind it is. New friendships form. Be careful what groups you join. I've been getting that really deep, because I've been talking here. It's been a theme in my readings. I can't keep it out of it. And it's not because I'm going to organize anything. I'm not the organizer. I'm not going to build a community. All I'm doing is spreading the word about it, and at some point see where I fit in, if anywhere. But I'm not collecting email addresses or doing a group or anything like that. But really, we may not need it. Like, anyway, it's a long story. I'm not going to get into it right now. what we do online can be different from what occurs in our thoughts when we meditate. Anyway, make sure you're grounding your energy and keeping your energy protected. Just think of it like a toroidal field, a torus around you. You can look up what that is. It's just sort of like a donut sort of thing. Like in the 2D, it looks like an infinity symbol, okay? But it's like if you keep going up 3D, 4D, like spin it around sort of like it's like you in the middle, and the energy extends outward. And this has even been proven. Like you can look that up. Just imagine that protected. Imagine that you are completely protected, that nothing can penetrate that. Look, there's so many ways to do it, visualize it. But the best way to protect it, to protect your energy, because I get this question a lot, is just to stop acknowledging that anything's going on. It's whatever you give thought to. And I know it sounds crazy. It's really whatever you choose to give thought to, okay? That's all I can really say. Is the more you think about it, the more it's like giving it life on the stage. Think about it that way. What you don't realize is you think it's just you at home, but no, it's like you're creating an entire world for yourself with whatever you're focusing on. And a lot of things are just a distraction. And certain things are low vibe. Especially when it comes to this kind of stuff, gossiping, alliances. It's like, I said something when I first got this about it's okay to be alone, meaning sometimes you have to stand alone. It can be lonely, but don't be lonely enough to let these people sweep you away, because some people really know how to do that. They really know how to do that. That's why you got to really protect your energy, ground your energy, really be on guard for, just think of it this way. I just got this too. An ocean. Navigating that energy coming at you is like walking through the ocean, like where it's like walking along the beach. The water is just barely coming in, just getting your feet wet, but you can still walk along. And once in a while, a bigger wave comes in and maybe gets you up to the knees or something. So you got to learn how to navigate that, because you know what? Like, there was just a kid, it was just in the news that a kid got swept away and someone didn't survive going into the ocean to get this kid the other day. When you're not strong, I mean, it's like that. Think of it that way. And even like animals, like, I don't even want to talk about it. There's a lot of sad videos out there. Be careful. Like if you have a dog and you're walking along the beach, please be careful letting them get in those waves alone. Please keep the leash on. Keep the leash on. Do not let, especially like little dogs and just a little bit of waves. But this is an analogy. This is a really good analogy for that, because when you're not strong, you're like that little kid or that little dog or something. When you're not strong enough to handle all that coming at you. When you're not paying attention, when you don't realize that a stronger wave can come and get you, you better be able to handle that. The smaller you are, the easier you're going to get swept out there. Years ago, I heard someone say, like, just to mention the Bible for a minute, don't assume you know what I believe because I mentioned the Bible. It's just one text and it's missing a lot. But that Satan is a roaring lion, ready to seek, kill, and destroy, like to devour. A hungry lion, basically. And I heard someone say one time that lions attack those who are weak, who are young, who wander away from the herd, isolated, don't have a support system, Think about that. Think about the kids that go missing and missing out of the foster care system. You never hear about them again, and there's nobody even looking for them. A lot of people don't realize that's happening because there's really not a system in place to look for them. It's almost a relief to some systems when they do go missing because they don't have to worry about them anymore. So there's a lot going on there. And it depends on where you are. Those runaway kids, very, very susceptible to predators out there. But you know what else makes you susceptible? You don't have to be a kid. What else makes you susceptible to those waves that come up? You don't realize. It's about like not being on steady ground, because like what if the sand underneath you, like I've experienced that. I actually don't live that far from a beach, and sometimes that sand is very soft. Okay, there's a lot of analogies there in nature, especially as you're walking around, a lot of stuff going on. That sand can be very soft, especially if you live in an area where they just re-nourish the beach or something and the sand is still getting packed. I think it can take a while. I've already experienced this where it's just like very shallow, but that sand is still pretty soft. If you're angry, like, I mean, when I'm thinking about, like, what can cause you to lose your footing, your stability spiritually, and you give into that wave, you get swept out and don't realize there's a stronger wave coming. It's stuff like being angry, like giving into rage bait, letting people trigger you, having a plan in place, because most people go wrong too by just not having a plan in place. Not even having goals, just the goal being retirement, winning the lottery or something. And it's like, I mean, that's good. I mean, you can win the lottery, but there are different ways to do that. You can create things these days. You're here to create. That's really our purpose in this world, to create what we enjoy. Think of a kid, like I've heard others say this too, like a kid, another beach metaphor here. When a kid builds a sandcastle, it's like, you don't even care if it falls down. The goal is just to build a sandcastle on the beach. A wave can come and knock it down, or people knock them down themselves and start over. Sometimes they have sandcastle contests or something in certain places. So there's an art to it, but I'm talking about your regular sandcastle here, and even those ones with the art to it. Certain festivals where they do that, they don't last forever. It's sand. The point is, like, really, you got to be mentally stable. It's about keeping your nervous system stable so that you can keep walking along to your goal without getting hijacked. I really feel like it's hijacking, emotional hijacking. When you're just too exhausted to even think about doing something, like, let's say you want to quit your job. Like this thing I say about winning the lottery. I mean, these days you can do content creation in various forms. Okay? There are so many things you can do if you're focused and actually do it. Put your heart in it. By the way, I mean, really, it's like you have to really be passionate about it, and unless it's completely automated by somebody else and you're just standing back throwing money at it, like I'm talking about stuff like YouTube channels or whatever. But these days people are having a big month on TikTok Shop or UGC. I mean, if you really work it, you can make some big money and get out, because it can be exhausting. That's the thing a lot of people don't realize going into it. You have to pick what doesn't exhaust you, and you don't always know that until you've been doing it for a while, and suddenly it's like, oh no, my money's attached to this. I paid my bills with this, and I am burnt out on this. What do I do? You got to have various things out there. If you're watching this channel and you're like, I'm tired of you talking about this kind of stuff, look, the channel's called Need This Message. The cards are really just a means of me giving a message. I didn't always used to do the cards, and that's the most I'm going to explain about it. That content has changed because things are changing. What is the purpose of me sitting here talking about what's going on in this 3D world when there's something much greater, when you could be changing your life yourself? You could be making big changes in your life by just applying a little bit of knowledge at a time. Well, anyway, it just hit me just how exhausting it is going to your regular old 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, 9 to 6 job, or more than that. Most people, it's more than that. But what most people don't realize, that's why, like, I think my last video I mentioned how when you start working for yourself, people who don't work for themselves don't realize you can't just stop everything to talk to them. It's like, I've got to keep my day planned out so I stay on schedule, because I'd like to take a break too, And if I take a break to talk to you, I'm going to still be here doing the same amount of work. Meanwhile, a lot of people are used to being on someone else's clock, just waiting out the clock. Just be like, I'll take a break and call a friend, People will do that on the clock, getting paid for it, not even caring about it, giving out their office number to everybody they know, just hoping somebody will call them once in a while so they can take a break and find a reason to look like they're busy on the phone, So people do that. And it's like that goes away when you work for yourself. That goes away. Like, that thing where people, your mind checks out at night. That thing where your brain turns off at night and you're just DMing people or doing whatever. I don't do that. I'm working up until the time I go to bed. I'm still planning. I'm still doing things, It never really stops. I'm talking about focus here. I'm talking about, look, I feel like I just am talking to people who want to change their life, who want to get out of the rut they're in, get out of their situation, be financially independent. Not necessarily even rich, like you're just wanting a certain amount of money so you can pay these bills, so you can move to this place, so you can live by yourself instead of having to have a roommate, or some of you might even be waiting to get divorced. until you can be financially free, because there's a lot of financial narcissism out there, people who are very controlling with money. Here's the thing about all that stuff, though. If you want to change your life, like even me, when I first started, it's been a very long time ago, I've done all kinds of stuff online for many years. Some of it forced on me for a very long time. But anyway, like if you're working a full-time job, which was me like 15, 16 years ago, I still came home. I gave up a social life. I did certain things. I had certain goals. I was very focused. Or I would stay at work, even after hours. Like it was well into the evening, because I had privacy there. I would stay and be on my own personal laptop working, not on their laptop. Like I said, it was my time, my laptop. But, I sacrificed for it. And a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice. It's like, here's the thing, though. Some people are like, I really don't have time. And I get that. So what you have to do then is really plan things, whatever your goal is. And you can use AI for that. You can ask AI for all kinds of stuff, a planning schedule to help you meet certain goals. There are only so many hours in a day. So what you got to do is plan your butt off. Okay. Plan till you can't plan no more. Plan, and come up with scripts. I know people don't want to hear that. They don't want to do scripts, but if it's not a script, like at least a broad outline, okay? At least talking points so that you don't miss something, because then it needs to be more organized, because it's not always that easy to talk off the cuff. I know people want that. Like I've seen people comment like, I can see you're reading from something. It's like, so what? Not for me actually, but for other people, it's like, yeah, that's the only way they can keep their thoughts organized, Anyway, script things, even if it's just an outline of what that video is going to be about, or that book or something. Look, start with a broad outline. You can always change things later. The broader the better, but start with something that you don't want to miss, the essentials that must be included in that video, let's say. If you want it bad enough, if you're like, I only have 10 minutes a day to devote to this, you know what? You can plan it down to that 10 minutes. I wouldn't know how to tell you to do that right now, but I know it can be done. If you focus on it, come up with a plan. What can you do in 10 minutes? I mean, it might take you longer, but if you stay focused, if you stay on task, I mean, it'd be better if it was, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, or chunks of time here and there, like 5 hours twice a week or something. But the point is, if you focus and have a plan and know your topics, you can do it. Yes, you can. If you want to change your life that much, because here's the thing, I'm at the heart of all this entire reading, which where are the first cards? Yeah. In bondage, like it's basically, I'm getting somebody who now has a sense of freedom. And so when I feel that, my intuition, seriously, it's my intuition telling me, let's talk about how to get you freedom, financial freedom, okay? And all I can tell you is the stuff I know about, okay? Other people can tell you other stuff. And I can point you in the direction. I can't always hold your hand and help you do everything. It's more like, it's like this. Some of us are just like a signpost on the interstate. We're just a sign that says exit, 55, this city. It's like that's the way to go to that city. But I can't come with you and help you find a place to live there. You know what I mean? I can just point you in that direction. But I can't move you there and pay your bills and get you set up. I can just write a guide to help you do it, but you're going to have to put in the work. That's the thing. Things take work, and that's what a lot of people aren't willing to do, even especially now with our attention spans, with everybody having notifications for everything set up on their phone. I don't have notifications for anything because I have to get work done on my phone. People know not to contact me. But anyway, it's time for your fresh start, and if that's what you want to do, if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. And I will say this, if you've listened this far and you're like, okay, well, help me at least, I know, because sometimes it can be stressful even being like, okay, what do I even ask AI? What do I ask them? Let me know in the comments what your questions would be, and I'll see if I can find a starting point. It might help me come up with a new series that I might do on another channel, because that's something I'm going to do, or a series of my own stuff that I want to think about, stuff that I really can't publish here. But I spend so much time doing this, honestly, that it's hard to do anything else. That's what I mean about the time constraints. Like even me, I have to be very focused. It's not that easy to just start a channel. Things take time and mental energy. Anyway, live your life in truth. That's for all of us, okay? Even me talking about this, because I'm being intuitively led to tell some of you, it's time to, because seriously, we're in a new economy. Things aren't going back to the way they were. They are not. You can either lean into it or let it break you. Take it day by day is all I can say about it. Start with what makes you happy, what you can give back with, like what helps really. Honestly, you're going to get the biggest benefit with like what helps people, but sometimes what helps people is just like your honest review about something. Just day-to-day stuff. That's really how we build community too, which I've been talking about here. Like a lot of it just might be me encouraging people to be content creators, and just start there. I don't know how else to explain it. I sort of have a vision for that as I talk about it. Just like a network of content creators who are kind of like-minded on the same page, creating their own house. I don't know how to explain it. Like, here's what you would experience at my house. Only my house isn't literal, it's virtual. See, I'm wondering if we start out, I know this is crazy, starting out with something like Roblox or Second Life or something, you know what I mean? A Sims type of deal. I don't even know what's out there anymore. I don't know. But I feel like there have to be ways to somehow get this thing organized. It's just I'm not the one to organize it. But I feel like even stuff like that, like building communities via Roblox, I know it's crazy. I noticed it years ago, a little girl I knew who was obsessed with Roblox. And I know a lot of you, if you've been around, you've seen this. It's like, whoa. I mean, it really opened my eyes to a lot. I think about it a lot. No wonder these kids, their brains have changed. We didn't have that when I was 7, 8 years old. And that's how old this girl was. And her thoughts were with Roblox. You know what I mean? Like, she lived and breathed it. Maybe still does. I don't know. It's been a little bit. But, like, that's where her attention was. That's her community. Those were her friends. She spent money on it that her family didn't know she spent. All kinds of stuff. But then I think about it, I'm like, that's already virtual community building, like just like online. Just like even, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything really organized. It could just be content creation, just like starting a following, talking about what you want to talk about. That's just step one. Or not, I shouldn't say talk about, but like what you find interesting. I don't know how to describe it, because I do know that not everybody's cut out for that. I know that. I know not everybody wants to just do this. Maybe don't have enough ideas, or don't want. You'd be like, what am I going to talk about? Like me, I'm somebody who I could find never-ending ideas. I already have them. I've already got them. I don't need anybody to give me ideas. I just don't have enough time in the day to make all the videos I want to make about it. So you're actually blessed if you don't have ideas. Then you're going to be like, wow, I got to come up with something. Just watch, because though sometimes, a lot of times, one idea shoots off into millions of others, and you're like, I got to start a whole new channel for that. Yeah. There are no coincidences. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are ready. Your intuition is strong. I got to say, this is for people who have listened this far. It's time. It's time. All these cards are for that. No coincidences. That's why you listen this far. You're equipped. You're ready. But it's okay to meditate and just ask for signs, ask for answers about what you want, about what it is you actually want to do. Because I know there's a lot of confusion in that area. Like, people are like, what do I even want to do? You don't even know. One thing at a time. And if that's the thing too, look, leave comments and maybe I'll come up with some stuff. Okay? You have positive thoughts. This keeps coming out, and that's a sign. It just says, be positive. Say, I feel like I know what to do. Start saying it. Start thinking it. I feel like I know what to do with my life. Okay? Be positive. Just start that inner dialogue, and the thoughts will come. That's the best way to prime the pump, to get it going. Let me tell you something. If you have a brain, if you have thoughts in that brain that can benefit other people, because I was going to say maybe some people don't. Look, as long as it's to the good of all, the harm of no one, and you're helping people, and you're doing what you're passionate about, You're lifting the vibe. You're raising the vibe. You're not hurting people. I would stay away from rage bait and salacious celebrity gossip stuff. A lot of those channels get shut down anyway because people get angry. Okay, I would stay away from anything like that. You know, stay high vibe. I mean, that stuff's really low vibe anyway. Getting everybody to form mobs against people. Spreading bad news about people. Gossip. Oh, stuff I want to say there, but there's something I want to put behind a paywall. If you talk to some of these people, like when these historical things that come up, when you talk to people who have actually lived through it, like these elderly people, they'll tell you a completely different version than the narrative trying to be pushed. And I wish I could say more than that. But the point is, your thoughts are more important now than ever. And it starts with inner dialogue. Start saying that to yourself. I feel like I know where my people are. I feel like I am attracted to I feel like I am coming into contact with people, making the right community with people. I feel like that's what we have to start saying. And a lot of it really has to be internal. The less we share online, the better. I mean, it would have to be gate kept, you know, when we're talking about the community building. But anyway, I mean, I keep going back to that. Like every time I do a reading, I cannot stop thinking about this. So, I mean, it's like spirit just says, this is what you're talking about, because it's time. It's just time to lift out of here if that's what you guys want to do. But really, it starts with realizing that a lot of the things that you really think are problems aren't problems. There are things that could go away, or things that only feel like problems because there's something triggering you, something you don't realize is triggering you, or because you spend so much time working that you automatically fall into unhealthy habits when you come home. And those unhealthy habits are what's bad for you. I'm not saying that's for everybody. I just mean a lot of people don't know who they are outside of having a job, because it's kind of that work hard, play hard mentality. And I understand that, and it makes sense. Because honestly, when you do start working for yourself, I'm going to say this, I work hard to keep this from happening, but I'm trying to keep it from happening. But it can be hard to compartmentalize your life. It's almost easier when you do have a job and somebody's paying you regardless. When you come home, you really have free time. When you're reliant on doing things yourself, I'm going to say it's like my brain never really fully rests. It never fully rests. It's always working, always thinking, always planning. But I'm also thinking with the right community. And no, I'm not ready to, no, people always want to be like, can we DM? Or no, I'm not there yet, not there. Don't know if I'll ever be there. But I'm actually just putting out the frequency of it, okay? I'm trusting that it's going to happen for me, you, and everybody else, because I know a lot of people want this. I want the right people around me, like even creatively. Like, let's say I do have like YouTube channels I want to create, or TikTok, whatever. Really anything. I mean, I have an entire room set up where I could go live on TikTok selling clothes or something if I want. And I set it up that way for that reason. I just haven't had time for it. But I also, in the back of my mind, I'm making space, because you never know, someone else could come along who would want to help with that. Because that's the kind of thing that would be more fun to do with another person, and also more helpful, because it's a lot to juggle at one time, especially going live. But, you know, it has to be the right person who has a stake in it, who wants it to do well, who isn't there to sabotage, because really, if you're not there to add to it, then you're just sabotaging. But anyway, that's the world I envision. And I feel like it starts slowly with stuff like that. Again, I'm not ready to contact anyone. I know somebody's going to be like, where are you? No, not there yet. I'm just saying, I feel like we're working toward that. I feel like step one is just embracing this new economy, but do it in a way that benefits you. People think it's all bad. It's not. It's however you make it. And money's just a frequency. When you think of it that way, when you realize you're the one controlling this, that there's been a lot of people, perhaps just a theory, trying to control your mind your whole life. When you realize you're in control, it's like, what do you want to create? Well, step one is you got to unplug from this place. Why are most people so plugged in? Money. Okay? Money. Notice the all-seeing eye right there. Energy, pyramid, hermeticism. Look, the way I see it's like this. It's how you beat the system. People think you're playing into the system. No, it's how you beat the system. It's how you break out of it. Stop letting money have that much control over you. First step is do what you love. But first, figure out what you love. Right now, honestly, there's never been a better time to work for yourself doing what you love. Creating what you love. Really, it's about creating. No matter what you do, it's creating. That's what you came here to do. Really, creator. Let's say you are God. God lives in you. God is you. God is in everything. I am the creator. In the beginning, God created. Okay. Create, create, create. Just like with your words, you're always creating with your words and your thoughts, okay? It's time to create something better for yourself. But like I said, if you don't know where to start, even more than me saying, okay, I'm going to write a course for you, or I'm going to whatever, because like I said, go ahead and leave questions. Maybe it'll give me a starting point. I'll probably put it on another channel. It'll give me content to plan, and I can just talk. And anyway, the point is, it starts with your thoughts. Just start saying, I feel positive about this. I feel like my life is moving in the right direction. Start with I feel. Work in stuff like I know. Like I feel like I know I am headed in the right direction. I feel like I know what to do. Start there. And your spirit will start showing you what to do. If you have positive thoughts, it is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.